What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Let's Talk. And for this one, I have with me Vicky from Fangirl Review.
Hey guys, he actually invited me to something. Ooh.
Wow, you just gonna start it off like that, huh? Okay.
Yeah, gotta come out the gate swinging.
Oh, jeez. See, I'm not gonna get into that.
Are you surprised?
We're not gonna get into that. So today's discussion is about Hyrule Warriors: The Age of Calamity. Now, Tokyo Game Show was this past weekend, and they had a nice little gameplay trailer. Actually, they had like two of them. The first one showed a little bit from the first part of the game, and it also showed the new playable character of Impa, a young Impa, who a lot of people got mad because she looks a lot like Paya, but people forgot that Paya is Impa's granddaughter in Breath of the Wild, so that actually makes sense.
Like, oh,
guys, I know it's been 3 years, but come on. So
like, come on, y'all.
Let's stick with the program here. And they had another one that actually showed, I want to say that was on the 26th. So they had another one that showed on Sunday, and it showed a little bit of the Death Mountain gameplay with Daruk. I didn't see all of that one. I only saw a few minutes of it. I think it went like 20 or 30 minutes. I only saw like 10 minutes of it. It looked pretty decent, but I guess for this discussion, I just wanted to basically give my thoughts on the game as a whole. I know we talked a little bit about it on the Winged It podcast, but I want to go into a little bit more detail on this one. So first, I want to ask Vicky to give her thoughts overall on what she saw from that. I think it was like 13-minute gameplay vid with where they showed Impa.
Well, I didn't really play the first. Well, not really. I did not play the first one. So it's like, let me rephrase that sentence. So I like the mechanics. I like the movement. So I'm intrigued by this installment. And I feel more attached to this installment, or invested. That's the word. I feel more invested in this installment since it's like the prequel for Breath of the Wild. Like, it was like, oh, okay, like I know the characters more. Maybe that's why I feel more connected with the gameplay and the footage that I'm seeing so far.
Okay, so because it does help that they are using the Breath of the Wild art style. I'm not gonna lie. The first Hyrule Warriors was basically they say it's non-canon, but the way they set that game up, you can easily say that it is as well as not canon. It's just how they set it up with just two characters in the game that pretty much make it canon or not canon. Even if they wanted to make it canon, Nintendo easily could. But that's neither here nor there. The first one was just basically a true to life spin-off side story. It wasn't trying to keep with any continuity or anything, even though it does touch on continuity of certain games in the series. This one is a straight up prequel to Breath of the Wild. Straight up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Matter of fact, I think you said it best that this is the Rogue One of The Legend of Zelda.
It is. It's the Rogue One of Legend of Zelda, because I forget, was it a trailer or I forget. It was something that came out of weekend, and you see all of them like marching together towards the castle. I'm like, y'all fit into lose.
Yeah.
Like, that is all, like, they were like all hyped up, and like you saw Link in front walking. I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be bad.
Well,
this is not gonna end well.
Well, the funny thing about it is, like, there's a part in the new trailer, because that was in the very first trailer they did back in the 1st of September. There's a part in this new trailer, in the Champions Unite trailer, where you see Urbosa and she says, "I'm going to pilot this divine beast," and I'm pretty sure everybody was like, "No."
Like, don't do that.
Don't say that. Don't do that. Because we already know how she dies. Like, we know how they all die. And it's going to be interesting. The only thing I'm saying that I'm actually looking forward to, I want to see how they do each of their deaths. Because in Breath of the Wild, they hint at certain things happening, but they don't say it. Like, it's implied that Mipha, she got blindsided. It's implied that Daruk and Urbosa basically got outnumbered and overran in theirs. But in that first trailer, you actually see Rivali get hit. You see him take an arrow because he gets clipped in it. And I'm like, okay, so they really are going all in with this. And you see Urbosa fall down to one knee. I just can't see Urbosa losing. They've set her up as way too OP. I can't see her losing. So I know that it's gonna be like, because all of them eventually get beaten and killed, essentially. So that, like, the ending of that story mode for Age of Calamity is probably gonna hit people way hard if they actually play their cards right. If Nintendo plays their cards right, it should mess a lot of people up, because Link and Zelda have to go on the run, and they can't stop to help them, even though they know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be kind of a sad affair, to say the least. Just because, especially if you played through Breath of the Wild, you know, especially if you got all 13 memories, aka the cutscenes, you know how this is gonna go out, how this plays out. And if you've actually bought the DLC, you know about the diaries of each of the champions, and you even more so know how this is going to play out. It makes it kind of worse when you read the diaries. Mm-hmm. So now, from looking from that gameplay trailer, there were a couple things that I actually liked, like Link actually shield surfing into a combo, into another combo. I was like, okay, so basically you can shield surf into enemies, jump up in the air, and machine gun arrow like scores of enemies. I kind of like that. That's a better thing than he did in the first Hyrule Warriors. So I actually kind of like that. I thought that was actually cool. They didn't show like the Lionel fight, but they did show like a couple of Moblin fights that I'm like, okay, it makes it interesting, because you have to do different things with that, because apparently what they showed us was essentially the opening of the game. And I wanted to ask you, because since you love Baby Yoda so much, what did you think about the little egg guardian, that thing that got woke up?
I mean, everything that's small and adorable is cute and marketable. So,
so you're saying you're going to get that Funko Pop when it drops?
No, I doubt it. I'm trying to be more conservative with my Funko Pop purchases, if you will.
So you want me to get it for you?
No, no, but I might crochet it. Because why buy it when you can just make it?
Oh, good point. Duh. Good point. I'm wondering how that thing is gonna play, because it sounded like R2-D2 a little bit. It actually did, with all that little beeping it was doing. I'm like, okay. And I got dibs on that thing. I think it's gonna die too. I don't think that thing's gonna make it.
Yeah, nothing's gonna make it.
Yeah, I think that thing's gonna make it.
Nothing makes it.
Yeah.
Don't get attached to anything. Yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe he woke up in a pool of water somewhere else.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: Link is gonna catch it.
In case you missed that fact.
Yeah.
That little detail.
Yeah, Link doesn't make it out of this game alive. Let's just put it to you like that. There should only be one person left alive at the end of this, and that's Zelda.
That's about it. And she gets locked into a battle of 100 years. Yeah. Like that. That just sounds crazy. Yeah, locked into the battle of 100 years. Like, that's
trying to keep a giant pig miasma at bay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very interesting way to have to do this. I'm like, so I mean, how did that fight go? Like literally, how did that fight go? How did that fight work? But I'm actually looking forward to seeing like how they do this because I'm wondering like how many chapters they're gonna do because I'm pretty sure you're gonna to have missions so we can actually get a feel for each of the champions, even though we know what's gonna happen. Because they're probably gonna make us like them even more than we liked them in the original game, and then they're just gonna sweep the rug out from under us in those last like 2 chapters of that story mode.
Exactly.
Which is going to be hard for some people to take. I imagine. I'm going to probably be laughing, but yeah, since I know how this ends, it's probably not going to affect me any, just because I already know. And I'm the same guy that laughed in Infinity War when everybody turned to dust. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, I read the comics. I knew that was all coming back. So I read the comics and I keep up to date with contracts. So I knew they was all coming back. So that's the thing. I thought that was hilarious. Now, as far as Impa is concerned, I actually liked the few moves that they showed from her. I thought that was actually pretty cool. She was basically doing Naruto moves and they showed how quick she was. They did such a good job with her that some people actually want her in Smash now. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, they kind of want her in Smash. Which I also found to be highly odd and, just like, okay, I think she's dope, but I don't know how that will work in Smash. But more power to him. I always did like the character of Impa, and I think it's going to be interesting seeing how they portray her. And I wonder if her sister's going to, I think Pura, her sister, I wonder if they're going to have her show up too.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah. And if you don't know who Pura is, in Breath of the Wild, she's the little girl. She's actually a little bit younger than Impa, but she tried some kind of potion and it made her go back too young. So now she looks like she's 10.
Yep.
And she hates it, but I think that's hilarious. So I'm wondering who all else is going to be playable. The game does drop November 20th. So I'm wondering if we're probably going to get at least one more direct, probably a game specific direct for that one sometime in October, because it still is September now. Sometime in October they're probably going to do like another little direct, probably showing a few more characters. Do you have any character you would like to see pop up? None that come to mind?
I mean, who's left?
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do this or not, but we never ever get to see like the King fight. I wonder if the King's going to be playable.
Oh, well, there you go. Because I was like, I mean, who's left? And then what happened to Zelda's mom?
Oh, well, she died before the game started because she died.
I know, but is she ever?
No.
Is she ever alive?
The funny thing about the Legend of Zelda series is you never see Link's mom and dad. You never see Zelda's mom.
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's not to get all deep and stuff, but Zelda's mom is never alive, right? Ever?
Yeah. I've never seen her alive. Yeah.
Link never has parents, and it almost seems like, which one was it?
Now, Wind Waker, he lived with his grandma.
Ocarina? Which one was it? It was something. I forget which one it was, but it felt like Link might be like a missing royal.
Well, Ocarina of Time basically his mom got killed. She suffered a mortal wound trying to escape the castle when it got attacked the first time. So because his dad was a knight.
Yeah.
So she was took Link as a baby and was trying to take him to safety, got shot in the back with the arrow and gave her child to the Great Deku Tree, which was Link, which is why in Ocarina of Time he grew up not knowing who his parents was. And Wind Waker, they never even talk about his parents. He just lived with his grandma.
I want Link to be Zelda's missing brother. I want Link to be a prince. I don't really see I never seen like a relationship between the two of them.
That's interesting. That would be an interesting little story element if they ever did that.
Yeah. I want him to be a missing royal.
I mean, because I will give you this.
Do like the full King Arthur. He gets the sword. It's only for the next true king. Whatever. Like, let's go with it.
Well, actually, they've already plagiarized King Arthur a couple times.
So let's keep it rolling then.
With the Master Sword thing, with the pulling of the Master Sword, they always kind of like plagiarize King Arthur with that.
Okay.
But they just use it in different circumstances. But now, I mean, what you just said that was actually kind of interesting. The whole because they never really talk about their parents at all, really.
No.
The last couple of games they have talked about the king. In which one was in Wind Waker? You know, they talked about him in Breath of the Wild. They talked about him, but normally you don't see Zelda and Link's parents at all. Really, you never see Zelda's mom ever. I don't think we've ever seen Zelda's mom in any of these games.
You know what? They should do like a Wicked type take on it. Like flip the script. Let's see it from Ganondorf's point of view. Let's see how they have wronged him. Like,
well, actually,
let's play as Ganondorf. Like like full on Wicked to the point that you hate Link, Zelda, and all of them.
Actually, that would actually be a good game to actually play because they actually hint at why he's so angry in Wind Waker.
Yeah, like let's show how like he was wrong. It's like the Wicked Witch. She was wrong. Like, come on. Some chick drops a house on your sister, doesn't feel bad, steals her shoes, rolls all up and says, I'm not giving your family heirlooms back. Like, come on. Like,
well, technically she couldn't take them off, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah,
like some other chick gives you, like, how you think it's okay for some chick to give you some woman's shoes and then you tell me no? What? Nah.
Well,
somebody steal your family, somebody kills your family and then steals stuff off the body. You ain't gonna be mad?
Well, okay, see, technically you should be, but that wasn't her. It wasn't like, okay, that's jumping on a whole other thing. But I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it. I see where you're going with it.
So, like, I want that type of thing. Like, when you flip it and you're like, yo, yeah, you know what? They are wrong. Ganondorf is right.
I mean, well, like I said, they kind of hinted at that in Wind Waker with him when he was telling why he was doing what he was doing, why he did what he did. And you're like, dude, I kind of understand from his point of view because at that point in time, he was kind of like, look, Hylians are racist. They racist. And y'all got it good, but my people suffer. I'm a king too. I got to take care of my people, and y'all ain't even trying to share. So since y'all ain't trying to share, then there's only one way this is gonna go down. So it's I can see a game with them doing a game like that would actually work because I've already been sympathetic toward Ganon ever since Wind Waker, and since Skyward Sword, revealed who Demise truly is, I'm like, I would love for them as a gameplay thing, and this is probably going into Breath of the Wild 2 territory, but I would love for Ganondorf to not be the bad guy. Like, he realizes what's happening. He realizes who has been controlling stuff from behind the scenes with Demise, because you don't kill Demise in Skyward Sword. You just basically seal him in the Master Sword. So you never really kill him.
Yeah,
he places the curse on every.
I never finished Skyward Sword.
Oh, that's one of the best. That's the best boss fight they ever had. Was Link versus Demise.
I never finished it.
That was.
I couldn't get past that one part where you're flying the bird thing, and you have to like go through a certain amount of hoops or something, whatever, within a certain number of seconds or something you had to do. I kept trying for hours. It pissed me off so much. I said, forget it. I turned the game off. I ain't played since. So I never finished it.
You might want to. Well, you probably don't have it anymore. But yeah, that was one of the ones that I actually
still have it.
Oh, you do? Oh, well, it is. It's one of the more peculiar.
I don't get rid of games. What you talking about?
It's one of the more peculiar games in the series because, like, that's the one that I have a love-hate relationship with. Is Skyward Sword. Like, the stuff they get right, I believe they get right, but the stuff they get wrong, they get hella wrong, in my opinion. But I would love to see that, because to me, the main villain of the series should be Demise. It shouldn't even be Ganondorf anymore. It really should not be Ganondorf anymore. It should be Demise, because you don't bring a character like that in and then not bring him in anymore and establish him as the god of evil, and you don't bring him in anymore. And seeing as the fact that the original Link doesn't kill him, all he could do was stop him and seal him. I'm like, that would make the perfect thing for Breath of the Wild 2 to do, because now you finally find Ganon. Because at the end of Breath of the Wild, spoiler alert for a 3-year-old game, Link still does not have the Triforce of Courage on the back of his hand, which means the Triforce hasn't been split, which means Ganondorf doesn't have power. So if Ganondorf, out of that first trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, is really up under the castle where they found him, then what was Ganon doing down there, and is he really bad? I mean, it's a lot of stuff they could play with that, in my opinion. And that brings me to another thing. I wonder, because he was playable in the original Hyrule Warriors. Now, the original Hyrule Warriors has like different gameplay modes, one of them being free mode. I'm wondering if we're going to get like a lot of characters we can play in free mode, and just not in story mode, but done in the Breath of the Wild engine. I'm hoping that they let us play as Ganondorf in the free mode to give us a hint at what we're going to be looking at when Breath of the Wild 2 kicks off, and probably some other characters from the other game, from the first game in the Hyrule Warriors series, kind of like Lana or somebody like that, just in free mode. That way you don't have to worry about affecting the story that much, because it's just free mode. In free mode, you can play with pretty much anybody. You can just pick your character and just go through each of the levels with said character. Ooh. So I'm hoping that comes back and we'll be able to do that. I don't know if they'll do an adventure mode, because the adventure mode in the original Hyrule Warriors was basically based off of like previous games in the series, like Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda, the very first Legend of Zelda. They had one. What was the other one they had? I can't remember. I got to look, because it's been a while since I played Hyrule Warriors. Even though I have it, it's been a while since I played it. But yeah, they had different maps, as it were, based off of they had themes around the other games in the series. So I'm wondering if that's going to make a comeback. Probably not, if they keep the whole Breath of the Wild aesthetic going. So because they didn't say what all modes we're getting at Tokyo Game Show. So I'm guessing they're going to release that at a later date. I would think anyway.
When does it come out?
November 20th.
Yeah, I was like, ain't it coming out like 2 months from now?
Yeah, well, I mean, when they released the original one in 2014, they had like their own direct for it, like 2 weeks before it came out. So that's where they broke the where they had like the launch trailer. They showed like a bunch of the characters we were getting and all of that stuff. So I fully expect for them to have something akin to that. It might be a voiceover trailer. It might be like what they did for Monster Hunter, where they had like a Monster Hunter direct after the partner direct. I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. Since we're about to be in October in a couple days, so I would hope that's what Nintendo would do. That would make more sense to me anyway, as far as that's concerned. That way, it works better to have people so we can see what all they're going to be doing with it. And plus, I always did like the characters, the game specific directs. I always thought they were cool, but that's just me.
Yeah,
that's just me.
That's just you.
Yeah, that's just me. I liked when they did one for Bayonetta. I like the Hyrule Warriors one. I like the Smash ones.
That's true. I like it when it is focused on just one.
Yeah, like a good 20 minutes, because all I really need is 20 minutes. Just let me know what's in it, what all we're doing. I do like the fact that they're giving us the pot lid and the ladle, even though I don't know how that's going to play.
I can't.
I mean, look, now I'm not going to lie. When back in 2017, when I ain't had no weapon, I did pick up a pot lid. And I used it more. It didn't help me none, but I used it. I tried to fight a Lionel with a pot lid and a rusted sword. I'm like, this is the worst mistake I ever made in my life.
Do what you got to do.
Needless to say, I lost. But
well,
yeah,
you went down swinging.
Yeah, yeah. That's when I learned the importance of getting good weapons and keeping those and not using them just because they're good, holding on to them for a while.
Yeah, don't be all willy-nilly.
And another thing, I hope they don't have breakable weapons in this. Please don't do that.
That was so just rude.
Yeah. Just
like, what you mean my shield can break?
Like, no, like, let's not have breakable anything in here. Let's just have, you can use different, because they did show a part during the Impa gameplay that she was fighting a wizard robe and it dropped the wand. So she can go pick up the wand, but they didn't show her do nothing with it. So I'm hoping that you get to like use it in certain situations. And then like once like maybe, once the level is over with, you can't use it anymore. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Instead of like, just please God, don't let them break. Because that would be annoying. That would just be totally annoying. I think that's about it. That's about all I got for this. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to, I know IGN put the vid up, but it's it's not subtitled. Game Explained does have a subtitle version of the trailer up. I'll try to find that, and not the trailer, but of the Tokyo Game Show gameplay. I'll try to find that and link it in the description, so you guys can watch that if you haven't had a chance to watch it yet. If you're thinking about picking it up, I suggest I would advise you to watch it. It's actually pretty decent. So there's that. Other than that, that'll do it for this Let's Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And before we get out of here,
good stuff.
Yeah, before we get out of here, Vicky, got anything you want to pimp out?
Yeah, guys. I'm on my road to affiliate on Twitch. So please follow me on there under Fangirl Review. I've been playing Among Us with my family, which is absolutely, positively ridiculous. My mom cannot lie to save her life. She'll just say, it's not me. I don't know what else you want me to say. It's not me. I'm like, well, obviously it's you. So it's just a bunch of foolishness that happens the whole time.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
And me, I have a couple of gameplay vids coming out. One for a demo for Nine Monkeys of Shaolin. If well, by the time this comes out, that video will already be up. So that, and I got another video coming up later this week for Super Punch Patrol, the latest game from the creator of Gunman Clive. It's on the eShop right now. I think it's like $4.99. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, so you guys can check that out. And just be sure to check out the Winging It podcast on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And check out my fresh take. I have a review up of Dragon's Dogma, the anime on Netflix, as well as a review for Enola Holmes, the movie also that came out on Netflix. I want to say on the 23rd, I think.
Oh yeah, I need to watch
out.
that.
So that was a fun little spoiler-free review. If you guys want to check that out. And like always, Wakanda forever. See y'all guys on the next vid. Peace out.
Bye.